Now, we all know side hustles have been all the rage for the last half decade or so, and maybe to some they've become even a little bit cliche. But if you're trying to earn some extra cash to save, invest, pay off debt, or maybe if you're trying to test out some business ideas that could eventually replace your crappy 9-to-5 corporate nightmare like I did, then learning the art and science of side hustling could be just the thing for you. Enter Nick Loper's platform, The Side Hustle Nation, and his brand new book, $1,000 100 Ways, which I'll be unpacking for you today. His new book is actually a nicely thorough collection of side hustle case studies that includes 100 members of his community. They all answered a very relevant series of questions about how they started, monetized, and grew their side hustles. And spoiler alert, Nick was kind enough to actually include my own story of how I began Zero Debt Coach. It's on page 205. So if you want to check out how I started, monetized, and grew this business and escaped my own corporate nightmare, I'll leave a link to the book. Real quick, thanks for liking, double disliking, subscribing, and leaving a comment or two sharing which side hustle or two you're going to look at doing. Let's get into it. To briefly summarize what the book is about and who it's meant to help, here's a quote from Nick that lives on the back cover. According to a recent study, 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in a savings account. Worse, 45% report having $0 in a savings account. Nearly 4 out of 5 families live paycheck to paycheck. That's a fragile way to live, and it doesn't have to be that way. This book is about creating some financial margin in your life. You can widen the gap between your income and your expenses to create a little financial breathing room. So obviously the book is meant for anyone who's trying to create some margin. That much is very clear. But I would add that it's also for those of us who may be looking to jettison our day job ultimately and want to do something, 1, we don't hate, 2, we're more uniquely qualified to do, and 3, are passionate about, all while we're earning some extra scratch. By the way, the book is available in Kindle version at the time of this recording for 99 cents, and the paperback is available for $9.99, and I'll leave a link in the video description below for that. And stick around to the end of the video where I'm going to give you something that, coupled with this book, will catapult you towards successful side hustledom. Now, I want to talk about how I use this book's content as a financial coach. As a financial coach, I've actually been following and recommending Nick's podcast to my financial coaching students for over the past 6 years. And the feedback that I've gotten from them over the years about their results has been totally undeniable. I actually recommend Nick's platform in my free 1K in 30 days challenge and resource pack, and I'll leave a link to that in the video description below. So I would say that if you're not yet subscribed to Nick's podcast and are constantly trying to flesh out side hustle opportunities for your own goals, I would highly recommend that you do that. And I'll leave a link in the video description below to his podcast. And speaking of his podcast, there are literally hundreds of interviews that he's done with a wide variety of different side hustles that are all analyzed and relevantly contextualized inside a really well organized and personable storyline. And Nick even goes as far to include highlights in the show notes for each podcast. It's a very, very thorough resource if you're researching side hustles. Now let's talk about how the book is organized. The layout of the book will help you immediately laser in on what category of side hustle would be the most relevant to your interest and may actually serve as sort of a mini brainstorming session for some of your own ideas. I'll list the categories and then give a few examples of just some of the case studies in each one. Category 1, local services. Some examples would be a knife and tool sharpening business, a portable hot tub rentals, pressure washing, TaskRabbit chores, personal grilled cheese chef, water slide and bounce house rentals, home organizer, handyman for hire, and drone operator. Category number 2, freelancing, virtual bookkeeping, web design, sales copywriting, custom pen and ink art, tutoring and academic coaching, video spokesperson, personal finance writing, career coaching, and narrating audiobooks. Category number 3, online business. There's a project management blog case study, the co-working handbook, public domain publishing, an insurance blog, software review blog, selling specialized spreadsheets, viral YouTube videos, podcast and newsletter about craft beer, financial education, coaching, and content. That's mine, located on page 205. Category number 4, e-commerce and physical products, because some of us want to do that, right? Custom print on demand art, eBay consignment service, online store for handcrafted products, reselling books on Amazon, furniture flipping, beeswax wraps, low content print on demand books, and mountain bike flipping. Now I want to share the questions Nick asked to the respondents in this survey. To give you some insight as to how thorough each case study is, here's the list of questions the contributors responded to maybe help you flesh out some questions you could be asking about your current or future side hustles. Number 1, what's the elevator pitch for your business? Number 2, how did you come up with that idea? Number 3, what motivated you to get started? Number 4, how much did it cost to get started? Number 5, what are the best ways you've found to market your business? Number 6, roughly how long did it take for you to reach $1,000 in profit? Number 7, in a typical month, how much does this business earn today? Number 8, what mistakes or failures have you had along the way? And if you had to start over, what would you do differently? And number 9, what's next for you? What are you excited about these days? If you want to read my responses to these questions, you can either 1, get yourself a copy of the book, and 2, you can check them out in the blog post that I'm linking below. Now, the next question is, should you get the book? In a word, I'd say yes, if you're looking for some solid, pithy, and well-documented ideas about how to make some extra money, and especially if you're looking to find or create a side hustle that could turn into your new career or business that would ultimately release you from a day job or career you desperately want to escape. Again, like I did. I see this as a resource that you can use as kind of a reference manual that really should be subtitled, in my opinion, The Anatomy of How to Start and Grow a Successful Side Hustle. So personally, I recommend that you check out the book, and you just might find the catalyst for your first or next $1 million side hustle idea, or at least help you bring in another $1,000. And I believe this book, coupled with Nick's podcast, will launch you well on your way into a profitable side hustle or two. Okay, thanks for sticking around to the end, and I wanted to give you a token of my appreciation that will help you put some teeth on Nick's awesome new book. It's called our 1K in 30 Days Challenge Guide. This guide will help you take the ideas from Nick's book and help you really turbocharge your results toward developing your first successful side hustle. And best of all, it's 100% free. And also, coincidentally, my private coaching community, Zero Debt Plus, will be working through these 2 resources during the month of August so that we can help our members get an extra $1,000 plus in all of their pockets. The community is private and it's only open for a few days starting next Monday, so make sure you get on the wait list for that. I'll leave a link for that in the video description below. And you may be wondering, how can Zero Debt Coach help you? 4 ways. 1, subscribe to the channel and click on the notifications bell to make sure you get our new videos every week. 2, download one of our free personal finance guides. You'll learn some of the exact strategies I teach my private coaching students on how to organize and optimize their finances, obliterate their debt, and move on to financial independence by starting and growing an online business. Number 3, if you're looking for a community of motivated and like-minded people, go ahead and get on the wait list to join our private financial coaching community. We only open it for new students a couple of times a year, so make sure you get on the wait list for that. And number 4, if you need some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need a problem solved, you want to talk through a complex situation, go to zerodebtcoach.com and click on the Become a Student button. And finally, check out one of these videos and keep on building your financial acumen. Let's make this your best year yet. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.